because we are live. What's going on? This is the Got him. Anyway, welcome everyone to the 74th episode of the Chillcast. How you guys doing today? We have just a few guests tonight. We got the homie Jake and we got the fellow Chillcast member, your player too. And we're going to talk about some video games tonight and all that good stuff. And I know you guys looking at us like, get on with the show already. Thank you for waiting. And I know we're late. Going on to Jake, our guest. What's going on? And Jake, why do you got like a... Are you doing what I think you're doing?
No, I don't think so.
Jake, Halloween is over.
I'm not doing anything, dude.
Okay.
This is my fur coat.
Stop.
It's a good look. It's a good look.
Got this at Ross.
Jake, I caught on already what you tried to do.
I'm not doing anything. Whatever, dude. I'm not. I don't know. Maybe enlighten me after the stream.
Anyway, Jake, what you been doing this week? What you been playing this week, man?
I've been. Dude, I think the same exact thing I was playing last time. Dragon Quest and Smash Brothers. That's pretty much it.
That's cool.
Been going hard in the paint on Smash.
Yeah, and we gotta face each other again. My Terry's actually pretty decent. Not the best, but he's pretty decent.
I fought some good Terrys.
He's pretty
G5 has a good Terry, so is Chupa and Brian. So
everyone, of course, they will have good Terrys. But we'll talk more about that later on in the stream. Your player too. What's going on, man? How was your week?
It was a good week, and I couldn't be more excited for this particular showcast because of the subject matter. Because I've been obsessive about Death Stranding. I didn't realize how bad it was until I realized that I had some free time this week where I could have been like, I could have played, one of the games on my backlog. I could have continued to play games I'm having a lot of fun with, like Witcher 3, for example. And all I really did was keep listening to or watching videos about this dissection of Death Stranding. I can't tell you how many times I probably listened to Tim Rogers' review of Death Stranding. It's amazing. And I'm pretty pumped for it. So I would love to say that I have something more meaningful in the video game arena that I could contribute and be like, oh yeah, I spent time checking out this cool new game. Nope, I've just been hyped for Death Stranding all week. It's amazing.
Nice. And of course, you've been playing Death Stranding. You've been playing that game today, kind of.
Yes. Yeah, so last night I went to... I got the collector's edition, right? Like, I've got the Jar Baby and everything, BB. And I went to pick it up at Best Buy.
You gonna show the...
Yeah, let's get a look at it. So this is Jar Baby right here. He lights up. It's the BB from the game.
He has your eyes, Josh.
He does have my eyes. It's spitting image, really. It's weird because there was all this polarization about the reviews and everything, and I was like, man, do I still want to get this? And ultimately I was like, yeah, I do want to get it. And it's funny because I've gotten collector's editions that have bigger items in it than BB, but the box wasn't nearly as big. Like, I should have had it up here, but the box is massive for the collector's edition of this game, and I almost feel like it was like an in-joke by Kojima to give us, because Sam Bridges in the game has to carry around ridiculous amounts of cargo and maintain his balance. So I had this giant box walking out of Best Buy, and I went in there. My buddy Zach was working, and it was 8:20, 8:30ish, and he was like, "You're about a half hour too early, my friend." And I was like, "Well, what's 30 minutes to the casual observer? Like, maybe you could just do me a solid." He was like, "Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's go." So he actually gave it to me early, which was tremendous. So I came home, and then I was presented with this conflict because it's like, I want to rip into this game and play it immediately. I've been hyped for it for weeks, but then there's the YouTuber part of me. It's like, you should really film an unboxing of this. It's some fun collector's edition. You should probably do that. So then I just spent an hour and a half just shooting copious amounts of B-roll of the box and everything the whole time, just irritated that I wasn't already playing it. But yeah, I'm a little hyped, a little bit.
I see. So I'm gonna give you full range tonight to go ahead and speak your piece on this game. So before we do that, we're gonna give a quick shout out to the chat. Yo, before I even can go up, I see the homie Mikkel Casanova just came through. What's going on, Mikkel? Thanks for coming through. Let's see, out of date Dorkman, out of date gamer Dorkman. You changed your name. Gamer Dorkman was always there, but Dorkman, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you as always, man. What up, John? What's going on? Lilypad, what's good? Captain Dasher, what's good? Tether Gaming, what is good? Who else is Game to Dank Meme was good, and we also got your player 2 holding down the chat. The Checkpoint Show. Welcome back to the channel. Have not seen you in a while. We got Chips. We got Chips and Sticks in the chat. We got Mikkel Casanova. He says, "I've been grinding, bruh. I've seen you've been putting in that work, dog. Like, definitely keep it up, Mikkel." And we got Born Distracted. So we got 3 people on. You know what? To Tether and Mikkel, if you guys want to hop on, you let me know, because this is going to be a fun conversation tonight. We're going to actually we're going to cut up a little bit. We're going to cut up a little bit. We're going to turn it up a little bit for the Chillcast. It's going to be chill, but we're going to turn it up a little bit. So thank you guys for coming through. Now I'm gonna pass the mic over to Josh, because Josh is extremely excited to talk about Death Stranding. Now, I personally don't plan on getting this game right away. I do plan on getting it. I plan on getting it for my PC, but it's gonna be a while before I can get that game. So for me, I want to hear someone that I can trust their opinions. And I'm actually going to watch some gameplay videos too to see about this game, because there's a few things I want to talk about with this game. I want to talk about the Metacritic score dropping. I want to talk about the review bombing. I want to talk about everything with Death Stranding. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right on into this. All right, yeah, Chris.
I'm totally fine with that. And I don't want to say that the game's influencing me in a negative way, but I never would have just picked up a monster. But that's the only way you can restore your stamina in the game, which I think is kind of, well, no, you can eat. I think you can eat like the weird little bugs or whatever. But monster is featured so prominently, it's borderline immersion breaking. But yeah, so I'm only about 2 or 3 hours into the game right now, and predictably, it's a Kojima game, right? So you're gonna have a ton of expository dialogue and cutscenes and narrative and all that stuff. But then, you know, that's the thing. The weird thing is like, is the action in between those segments enough to keep players entertained? And I would say yes, as long as your expectations are set correctly. Like I said before we started, if you go into this game and your first thought is like, how come I don't have a gun yet? You're probably not going to dig this, because, again, as Tim Rogers explained in his review, this is hiking for accountants. Like, it is an incredibly just like... It's just a walking simulator cranked up to 11. As in, if you put too much weight on Sam's right side, he will turn faster to the right when you walk and be more prone to tipping over. And you use the shoulder buttons, or the triggers, to keep him from falling over. Like, that's half the battle, just walking around the ridiculously, difficult logistical wasteland that the game puts forth. Chris, what's up, man?
What up, Chris?
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good to be off work, because I got tomorrow off, so I'm good.
Oh, yeah. I only got tomorrow and Sunday off. I don't have Monday off like regular people.
Yeah.
I do. Sweet.
Show off.
Yo, Josh, we're going to jump Jake in after the stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool.
Bring a homie. and a gun.
Oh, man. But yeah, like, Death Stranding has been, for me, because I did have some hesitation leading up, but then I should point out, I'm going to do a shameless plug here. I did create a Your Player 2 podcast explicitly so I could do a 12-minute monologue about what I thought about this situation with the reviews and why I thought they were so divisive, and why those, despite the fact that it was very polarizing, that it wasn't going to dissuade me from picking the game up. Because, that's pretty common, right? If you're a gamer, you go and you look at things like the Metacritic score, you look at the people whose opinions you respect the most on games and see what they think about a title, and that can influence your, whether or not you're going to move forward with a purchase, right? Even if you're a diehard fan of a certain genre or a certain series, or property, if it tanks too much, there's a temptation there to be like, I'm going to pass on this, or I'm at least going to wait for a sale. Look at checkpoints.
Yeah, dropping the...
Look at that super chat. It's over now.
Yo. First of all, all right, we gotta respond to first to NX Revolution, who donated $5 donations. He said, "Sorry I can't be all on tonight. Here Avidan have 5. Thank you so much, NX. NX, you're the man. Can't wait for you to get your channel and your things together, man, because you got some good ideas. So thank you so much, NX." And the Checkpoint Show with the £10. That's pounds, right?
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure.
Okay, cool.
British,
It might
so-
be euros. I don't know.
You're okay.
He's British. That's like $12 US or 13.
just
Okay, sending love in case I fall asleep. Thank you so much for sending the love, man. Really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Is euros? Okay, see, I'm uneducated.
How is it euros?
I am an uncultured swine. Okay, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Why do you have euro? Okay.
Yoshi Stranding is better than Death Stranding.
So terrible. But like, I'll say this about the critical divide, right? Here's my opinion, and I'll high level some of the points I made in that podcast. One is I think that the reason it's so divisive is because game criticism, like any kind of criticism, is a mix of objective and subjectivity, right? There are certain things. For instance, I can respect that Gran Turismo is probably the pinnacle of recreating the automobile experience in a video game, but at the same time, like optimizing shocks or transmissions and stuff like that's never going to be appealing to me because I just don't love cars that much. Same way as like conventional art, like I think I referenced like the Mona Lisa, right? Most people will go to that as a baseline for what humans consider art as the Mona Lisa. It's just like the easiest stereotypical thing you could go to. But while I respect what it took to make the Mona Lisa, I would never hang it up in my home. So in that way, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. When I see people that are docking this game in a significant way, part of me is like, okay, is there technical merit where it's objectively bad? Or is it just that this reviewer just doesn't like that type of game, and in turn they've sort of docked a little bit for being boring and tedious, where what they call boring and tedious may be incredibly satisfying for somebody else. Not necessarily fun, but maybe super satisfying.
Cool. What up, Tether? What's going on, man?
I'm so glad Tether's here to support me. Hey, man.
Yeah.
All right, so
Nothing much, guys.
So before we get too deep into this, Matthew Ham with the $3 donation said, "Keep doing the remixes. The Ghost House remix was awesome. Thank you so much for your love and support. We will definitely be continuing with those remixes. I know I've been MIA with that channel, but I have a lot more coming with that channel. There's a lot that's gonna come with that channel. So thank you for your patience, but you kind of inspire me, man, Matthew. I have a few things I'm working on with remixes. We're gonna get back into that shortly. But Josh,
Yes.
so the one thing you said that caught my interest is like this is a walking simulator cranked up to 11, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It absolutely is.
So all right, so I guess the thing about it is it's like most people need to go into this game with the mentality that this is not Metal Gear Solid. This is not your traditional tactical stealth action game. This is a different type of game. This is a beautiful game that's designed, a brand new type of game that
Yeah.
And I guess if you look at it from that standpoint, then with a different lens, then you could actually enjoy this game, because basically what you're describing is lower your expectation, not lower your expectation, but change your expectation. Not saying lower your expectations, but you're not saying lower your expectations, but change your expectations. Don't expect to do this, that, and that, and that because Kojima is associated with it. But go in there with an open mind, and you may enjoy the game. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty exactly. And here's what I'll say about here's the larger reason I think that Death Stranding is so important as a game. Which is, this is going to sound super pretentious, and I don't mean for it to, but bear with me here.
Okay.
What we have with Death Stranding is the most well-funded indie game of all time. Like you basically have somebody who had built a reputation for 30 years of being a creative in the video game space, and when he parted ways with Konami as a free agent, Sony would have been crazy not to snatch him up at any price, lest the competition get a hold of him and produce something specific for their platform. Because that name Kojima carries weight, no matter whether or not you love Metal Gear or not. We can all concede the point that he's a heavy hitter within the games industry. A lot of people know who he is, and the weird thing is part of that, because he was kind of a free agent, he had Kojima Productions and everything, is Sony does this partnership with him and basically just give him a big old bag of money, and they just give him a ton of creative freedom. And the way I explained it was like he had the opportunity to do whatever he wanted, and he literally chose to do whatever he wanted. He made a game that was just so densely packed with narrative, as he sort of wanted to do anyways, but exploded to a massive scale with a gigantic Sony budget, and nobody could really tell him not to. So what I'm hopeful for is that the larger win for gamers and for the industry as a whole is that Death Stranding does phenomenally well, and it sells great, and despite the fact that it doesn't neatly fit in any really established genres, and rather is just sort of a disparate combo of a bunch of other genres to kind of cobble together this new experience he's created, is that it will make larger publishers perhaps a little less risk averse when it comes to embracing new ideas or trying something new. Like we saw brief glimmers of hope, I think, around 2008 when we saw EA be like, yeah, Mirror's Edge, new IP, or hey, Dead Space, random horror game out of nowhere that did really well. And I hope that we get some of that fire back, and I hope that Death Stranding kind of pushes that forward. Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at with it. Change your expectations, because it's not going to match up with. It's not, to your point, it's not Metal Gear. There are dustings of Metal Gear you can see in it. You'll have a codec conversation. You will absolutely see some of the charming hilarity or fourth wall breaking that Hideo isn't afraid to put into his games there, as perhaps nods to what he's done in the Metal Gear series. But if you think that you're going to be like, ooh, I'm 5 minutes in and where's my FAMAS? That ain't happening. This is not that kind of game.
Then okay, so one, before we get into that, let's get a like goal. Let's get up to at least 17 to 20 likes. Let's get more people in here, because the more people that come in here, the bigger these streams get, the bigger the Chillcast gets, guys. So more people to watch and support all these other great channels that are watching. So if you want to see some of your other favorite channels grow, it's good support, more eyes on them, and we're just chilling. If you here chilling on a Friday night, come chill with us. So my only point towards that is, I feel as though if you address it from that perspective, then it's like, what game were we expecting? I think the biggest problem that a lot of people had was we had. You know what? Yeah, that is it. And you know what? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I think the biggest problem with Death Stranding is nobody knew what we was getting into close to before the game was coming out. Like, it was just always so vague. Like, what is this game about? And the thing is, it's like, during the trailers and everything, you see actual combat. So because you see combat, you're thinking, okay, there's going to be actual combat in the game. But then you get the actual game, the combat is really on the back end. It's not as much as they probably implied. So I guess
it's not front loaded, no.
So my only problem with that is, even though Kojima did probably a beautiful job in making this probably the most beautiful indie game of all time, was this marketed correctly? Was this could he have gotten a better return and gotten more people interested in this game had he been up front and said what this video game is about, and from the jump said this is what this type of game is going to be like?
I think he kind of was.
Yeah, I think most of it was fan reaction. Like, me personally, being a huge Kojima fan, I expected, to just have the rug pulled from under us once the game launched, like Metal Gear Solid 2 style, and then reviews came out and they were like, no, this is exactly what it is. Like, you're just walking around delivering packages. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I'm still kind of on board with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played it yet, but just seeing videos on Twitter, hearing Josh talk about it, watched Spawnway's video talking about it earlier today. I just like the fact that it's so different. Because AAA gaming's so stagnant nowadays. It's the same thing, right? You have it's almost cookie cutter at this point. It's like why Ubisoft is restructuring everything, because they've been putting out the same game with different coats of paint for the last 5 years.
Amen.
And that's why games like Astral Chain was refreshing to me, because people could argue and say that game is a lot like Bayonetta, but I'm like, no, there's so many more complexities to that game that make the game more of its own original platinum game seller, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
that's a whole different can of worms.
Yeah, so that's why I guess when I look at this game, I can see why people like it. I guess for myself, that's something that you play just for the experience. That's why I say I wouldn't want to get something like that on my computer instead of getting on my dusty PS4 down here. Utilize that game, play that game on max settings, play on ultra wide settings, and then just enjoy it. Kick back. Tilt this back a bit, no green screen, and just chill. So,
go
ahead, Jacob.
I was gonna say about the marketing strategy about not letting people really know. It's kind of like on those old game shows where they say you can have this brand new car, or you can have what's behind door number 3. And more often than not, people are gonna be like, "Oh man, what's behind door number 3?"
That makes it sound like a bait and switch. I don't agree with this.
Could be anything, maybe, and then
No.
it turns out to be like concert tickets to like Sticks.
Like we saw those
I
early
think I
videos.
kind
and
of,
just
I think I
walking
kind of
around.
get what your underlying meaning there, Jake, and I think you mean like it's more of like the allure of surprise. It's like if you reveal too much, then you're gonna have what you have now, where people are like, "Oh, it's a glorified walking simulator," because they haven't experienced it themselves to see the intricacies, the little details that really pop out and shine. So I guess I kind of get what you're saying, Jake.
It's kind of like
If that's what you were saying.
I don't. You're wrong, Jakin.
like Microsoft did this with Gears 5, where they didn't really reveal much about the campaign, and people thought it was a bad thing, but the campaign ended up being pretty good. So it's just kind of funny. No, you guys go, you stupid idiot.
I'm super biased. I'm over here like, oh my god, it's the best game of all time. Shut up, Jake. And like, I'm kidding.
It's not a cape.
It's a valid point.
It is a cloak.
Like, listen, Gears 5, which I played on Xbox, Game Pass is amazing. Like, if I give Microsoft any props, it is definitely Game Pass. But
Watch yourself.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I don't know, Josh. I think this game is something that I'm gonna wait until, as Chips would say, bargain bin. Like, get it for the cheapest price possible, because there's just too. I guess my main problem is Death Stranding. The type of game this is coming out. This is the type of game you release when there's a drought of video games.
Right.
Like, when you release this game in the midst of so many other games that people are trying to buy or finish, I feel like this potentially could get on the back burner very fast. Like, it's great now because it's new, but I feel like this is a game that could get tired very fast, especially with games like Pokemon and Star Wars. With the new Star Wars game that's coming out next Friday. There are so many other games. There are so many other games that, other people may get distracted with. And Mikhail says the best game to end the year with. It can be, but then there are people who are just now getting into Outer Worlds. There's people who are probably getting into Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
There are people who are getting into Fire Emblem. There's people who are getting into probably Resident Evil or Sekiro for the first time, because it's been a whole year.
It's a crowded year.
It's a
game like that.
exactly. So it's like, since there's so many games, and the game is, correct me if I'm wrong, John, the game is kind of slow paced, right?
Oh, Death Stranding slow pace? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wildly.
so if you have such a slow paced game, I don't think it's wise for a game like that to come out during a heated moment of gaming, but more so a drought period. Which is why, again, I addressed the marketing of it. Was it wise for it to come out in November, where it's like, no, that's a holiday month. That's holiday season, basically. You on the toes of people buying this for Christmas, and Christmas is when the heavy hitters come out.
Yeah, and I'm curious. Like, does this game look appealing to you? And if so, I would be curious why you're interested in it, or are you just kind of like, meh? Like, I have a moderate amount of interest. Like, where are you at on like a 1 to 10, I guess, in terms of your desire to play? I'm at
a 5.5 or a 6, because graphically the game looks amazing, and I am a big fan of Kojima. Like, Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game that he's been behind. So I'm fine with the game itself, but the only thing is, for me, is I value gameplay over story, and I value gameplay over visuals. Like, actual, resolution, I should say. Like, I'm not going to say graphics, because frames per second, like 60 frames per second, that still counts as graphics. So I'm more of a gameplay person than I am a resolution guy, and that's why, looking at Death Stranding, the gameplay doesn't pull me in.
Well, and that's why I was curious to ask, because I didn't know, like, and I think people have different answers to this. Like, for some people, like, they like Breath of the Wild because of the combat, right? But but then other people really got into Breath of the Wild because of, like, that joy of discovery, right? This big open world and not knowing what's beyond that next ridge. So I didn't know, like, if one aspect of that gameplay seemed more appealing to you than another.
Okay. I want to read what few people said. Matthew Hammond said Sony drops their price of their games so fast too, unlike Nintendo. Yeah, and there's many reasons that could go with that in terms of like games being high. Like GTA 5 stayed $60 for a while, so and it was on PS4. So that's why I'll give some credit, but I do see where you're coming from because like games like God of War and Spider-Man were like half the price by the end of the year. I hope people won't compare Star Wars games to Stranding. They will. The Checkpoint Show said, as a content creator, I feel Death Stranding is a perfect turn your brain off and not worry about playing it for a video game. You know what? I could see that, and I told him that I could really see that. That's actually pretty cool. Dorkman said it had to come through November to win Game of the Year. Tether's like the king of the North. I don't know what you're talking about. Chip said in Death Stranding is not for me. What do you mean by that, Chips? Like, what were we referring to that I said that made you say that? All right, what's good, man? And yeah. Oh, okay. Is there exploration in Death Stranding? Is the world empty? Josh, that's a question for you.
It's not. Well, and that's the thing. Like one of the biggest selling points of the game, I think, and this is light spoilery territory because I know he's already talking about not a narrative spoiler really, but the concept of asymmetrical multiplayer is very much in effect here, right? So essentially, you're not playing with every other person in the world. You'll never see another player in Death Stranding's world, right? What you will see are like the echoes of generations that have come before you in a way. And what I mean by that is you might be out exploring this vast open wilderness and you may come across a bridge or something else that has been left behind that's very helpful from another player. They'll never get to walk around with you at the same time, but they can build something and leave it for you, and in turn make what might have been this very arduous journey where it's so rough that you literally there's boot degradation in this game. So if you walk Sam over a bunch of like rocky, horrible, sharp, jagged terrain, his feet will get cut up and you can literally bleed to death through your stupid
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah,
did they put a Breath of the Wild on your shoes?
Yeah. They're like, hey, there's no weapon durability, but man, you better carry an extra pair of boots, and you have to.
They put a Breath of the Wild, so they made the game that realistic. Okay, that's
it's incredible. So you have to manage like I don't think you get it, man. Like you have to manage like weight distribution, the amount of packages you can carry, what arms they go on, and if you put packages in both of Sam's hands, he can't do anything else. So if you get in a combat situation, all you can do is bust somebody up with a briefcase because that your hand's already disposed carrying cargo. Like it's a walking simulator. What was the title that Tim Rogers said? It was the Gran Turismo of walking simulators. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You have to go to the bathroom. You have to drink Monster energy drinks for stamina. You have to eat these worms for food that you find in the wild. You can literally be running full force 100 yards from your goal and fail your mission because you trip over a rock and drop all your packages and damage them beyond repair and fail the mission.
One thing real quick. Everyone wanted to crucify 2K for putting commercials into 2K19 after they put it on sale. What is Monster Energy that is totally
talk about it.
Nobody says anything about that.
Talk about it.
People are going to be like, "Oh,
always had that stuff in his game."
That's the drink from the game.
You're just being an idiot right now, Jaken.
Hey, tell him how you really feel. But
I'm kidding. I would never.
I know. I know. But thank you, Chips, for pointing that out to me. Thank you for. I was thinking about what statement did I say. I actually want to go with Peter is OP. Peter's OP asks, "What are our thoughts on review bombing?" I think review bombing is silly. No matter what game it is,
it doesn't even make a difference.
I think it's immature. I don't think that you should review a game that you haven't played or you haven't completed.
You shouldn't have any access to review a game if you have no proof of owning the game, in my personal opinion. You need to have some type of proof of owning the game before you get access to review boards. And literally, OJ said it before, add your gamer tag so they can at least check to see if you even own the game in the first place.
Well, that's why if I'm looking for user reviews outside of YouTube, which is a great place for user reviews, but I go to Amazon because you have to be a purchase in order to review the project.
That's a good idea.
Product.
That's a good point.
And it's not always perfect, but it's a lot better than Death Stranding's a 0 because it's not Metal Gear and you walk everywhere.
Deadlock
Which-
7. Oh my god, go ahead.
I'm just gonna stand Kojima. So go ahead, say what you have to say.
No, go ahead. Stand away. Stand away. We got the time.
I'm just gonna say there's no way that even if you don't like the gameplay, there's no way that this is a 0 just because of the level of detail that is going into the game. Like,
Oh, definitely.
I haven't even touched it yet, but just looking at it,
Listen,
it looks absolutely incredible.
if you give this game a 1 or a 0, you're a straight up hater. Like you're a straight up hater if you're giving this game a 1 or a 0. Like
I think the lowest that anyone should probably rate this game without playing it is at least a 5. Just because of the attention of detail that went into everything else in the world.
No, definitely, because you know what? I'm going to support you on that because people need to keep their same energy that they kept with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, people defended it up and down, and Breath of the Wild has so many flaws. So for Death Stranding to take that to another level, and we're going to say that's not cool, and we're not going to pay attention to that, that's not good. That's not a good sign on us. But Chris, you have something you want to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna add on. I mean, you can not like the style of game it is because it's like a walking simulator and it's really slow paced and you don't have as much combat as you've had with Metal Gear Solid. But you've got to commend them for getting that visuals on the PS, PlayStation, and then eventually going to put it on PC. For them to put that much work into it, the way that it looks, the way that it controls, that it makes sure that you've got to make sure the way you walk and the way you carry those packages. Because they could have just, it's a walking simulator and cool. We've had games like that, but not with that detail where you've got to watch every step you take, basically. And that's cool.
100%.
I think I went on to the Metacritic and someone gave it a 0 and their first sentence was, I didn't like this game. It's 0 out of 10. I was like, first of all, if the game boots up and lets you loads you in, and you can walk around without falling.
That's
through,
automatically a 1.
Yeah, automatically.
I would argue that's a 4.
I mean, no, I agree, Jakin.
Because
when
that's
2K, a good question. Josh, are there any bugs or anything? Sorry, Jakin.
You mean like technical bugs that I've encountered? Not yet. At first, I thought there was one. I thought there was a really obvious, horrible, clipping issue where a character walked through another character, and then I had to remind myself, oh, nope, that makes sense within the context of the game world. That's not a technical bug.
Bugs are just last year, Spider-Man, my game of the year.
Yeah.
I fell through the map.
I have seen that happen in that game.
It's not something. It's it's sometimes it's just one of those things. It's a huge. You make a big game, there's gonna be little things people stumble upon.
Yeah,
But,
just like Breath of the Wild, and people still coming across things that they find in Breath of the Wild. That's kind of crazy.
dude, I've seen some. I've seen some
What?
fantastic things.
Oh, that boomerang thing? Where the
Oh my
guy
gosh.
is just spinning it around repeatedly. He keeps smacking it with his weapon.
Nah, I saw one where the guy threw the boomerang. He did the thunder. What's the thing called?
It's like Urbursa's Fury.
He used Urbursa's Fury on the Lino, threw his boomerang around, kept on hitting it, hit the Lino again, caught the boomerang, threw it again, lightning again, repeated that same process 3 times until the Lino was dead. I was like, that's crazy.
That is
I saw one where the dude I can't remember what the run up to it was, but basically he used a bomb and then flew himself into the air and he flew across the map.
I remember that.
Great.
But guys, let's we said what we said about Death Stranding. I still want to make good time. I wanted to talk about Terry Bogard in Smash. Now, who here has Smash? Everyone has Smash Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does everyone here have Terry Bogard?
I haven't played him yet.
Okay, so I'm the only one who used them. So I'll lead this off. So Terry Bogard, if you guys ever watched the presentation, he plays just like a Neo Geo counterpart. He plays like he does in Fatal Fury, mixed in with King of Fighters, I believe 95 and 98. And he's really good. If you like using characters like Ryu and Ken, Terry is really good. And to the point where his button combinations make his attacks come out stronger. And if you actually do if you get to 100 or more percentile, there's going to be a go symbol going against your name. That is when Terry's almost KO'd and whatnot. You have the ability to do desperation moves, which do 10 times more damage. So if you're somebody who could keep yourself alive at 100%, you have a really good chance of doing some devastating damage with Terry. Wow. So his stage is really good. There's some controversy about his stage. Some people say that should be a tournament stage. Other people are saying no, the tournament stage should stay the same, simply because you have to beat your opponent out through the sides so they break through the walls, because it originally starts as 2 invisible walls, and you gotta hit your opponent hard enough where once they try to bounce off the wall, they go right through it. So wow. Yeah, there's a lot with Terry, and I would say he is probably one of the better DLC characters. I don't really care too much about Banjo and Hero, but he's really good. Checkpoints, thank you so much for staying by. I really appreciate you. He's really, really good, especially for those who are just learning the game. So I want to pass the floor over to Tether, and what's your thoughts on this? Yes, I can, Darkman.
I haven't played him yet, but I'm just really interested about like his command inputs, because I'm not a huge King of Fighters fan, but I played 95, 98, so
look what I was using.
Oh,
what?
Nice.
Oh, the SM30. Nice.
Yep, I had to use it for that fight.
I wish I could use the D-pad though. That's the only thing
I wish I could use the D-pad too for it, because that would make playing Smash crazy. If you use the D-pad.
Yeah, I was watching Sakurai's thing, and I'm like, that sounds so cool, but I don't know how I feel about rolling on like a controller. But from people I've talked to, they said it's not too bad. It's pretty accurate when you go to do stuff. But I've seen crazy combo videos with them already, like crazy combos. And I gotta dive into it sometime this week and check.
You should.
Maybe I'll check them out on this thing. Haha.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, right? I love this thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I still prefer Joker, but Terry is a close second. See, Jake is on it too. It's like, Joker is like really good. Like
he's incredible.
And Dorp said, I need that old fighting stick. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Terry. Terry at 100% or more is as scary as Joker with Arsene. I'll say that much. And I would argue to say he's even more scary than his Arsene.
I would disagree.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
To believe you,
why?
Avidan. The way that he cancels his moves is kind of ridiculous.
Why would you disagree, Jakin?
Because, dude, he can't, like, his weaknesses are so, like you can't, he doesn't, like, edge guard.
You can edge guard a few good ways.
Well, you can ledge trap, yeah, but you can't go deep. Like, with Arsene, dude, you can go to the bottom of the screen.
You shouldn't be able to do that with any character. Go to the bottom of the screen and come back up, honestly.
You can do it with tons of
I've been doing
King
that.
K. Rool,
I've been doing
Kirby.
that since Melee.
Yeah, I don't agree. Kirby has multiple jumps mostly, but King K. Rules is kind of crazy and everything. It's like, come on.
Also, baiting with Arsene's counter.
I'll say what else you could do with Terry. Like, you could do when they're coming back, you could actually cancel them out by doing forward B, because that's a move interrupt. So you could do forward B as an edge guard for them as they're coming back, and then just do a jump and do a back air.
Is that Power Wave? Is forward
Power
B?
Wave, yeah.
Okay.
Terry's really good. He's really fast, which is good because he needs to like get in fairly close.
And his limbs are long too, so he's going to get you with reach.
His grab's decent.
He
has good grab combos. None of his grabs kill.
No, they don't. But they do make for great combo chains. His grabs are perfect for combo chains though.
His down throw is great. On the loot cast last night, Dom put me on the spot, and he asked me where would I put him on a tier list, and it was hard because he hasn't done anything really like. But I put him like just based on how intimidating he is. Like I put him at a B+. Yeah, which I think is fair. Like a B+ starting out. his jab combos are like ridiculous, and he has really good kill confirms, like some of the best kill confirms in the game.
Yeah, he does.
So, but he also has huge weaknesses, like you can zone him.
You can zone him, and also he doesn't fare well against sword characters.
And also you can gimp him.
Yeah. Well, almost no, because Power Wave breaks through a lot of attacks.
Yeah, but if you catch them, if you catch them going up,
yeah,
like when they get vertical, like you can just back air them into the stage. Like I did that to a couple people.
Yeah, because you can't get the full invincibility when you're off stage on his up B, right? Because you have to crouch beforehand.
Yeah, you can't. Hold up, I'm actually gonna do something for us while we're all listening. I'm actually gonna go ahead and add some music to this episode.
Music.
Yes, we're gonna add some music to this episode. We're gonna actually go to a playlist and actually play some beats.
Y'all ain't ready for my Yo, Mikkel, I've never seen you play.
Yo, Mikkel, I'm ready to see your Terry. Like your Terry could catch this work. your Terry could catch this work. Like really catch this work.
Oh man, we're gonna have to get up and open a room one of these days.
He said, "Are you okay, Buster?" I'm nasty with Terry. Listen, my Kirby could beat your Terry. I put that on everything. My Kirby, I will take your powers. I'll beat you with Kirby, and I've done it before. He said y'all ain't ready. We'll see. But anyway,
yeah, okay.
Jake. That was then. Jake knows the terrors about Kirby.
But
what? You see, you mumbling now. You mumbling now because you know what happened last time.
I don't remember.
You remember what happened last time?
All I remember is mollywopping DDD.
Yeah, but what happened with Kirby though?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you got memory loss now, right? You got memory loss now.
Who was I using?
Oh, you was using Joker.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was. I was sure.
I thought I was using Palu.
Oh, you was Palutena too, and then we was actually evenly matched for a while and everything. And then when I came into your room where you had only nothing but platforms, that's when you got me. But when it wasn't just platforms all the time,
well, that's. It's called a Nair Trap platform. You know, it's the best move in the game.
But anyway, going back towards everything, Terry Bogard is a very fun character to use. If you like the fighting games, he faces you like a fighting game character, which could be a huge disadvantage sometimes because it's hard to pull off certain combos with him. I'll say that much. Character, Terry stage, Terry music, soy sauce for G's. You listen, yo, Mikkel, if you are still around after this episode, we could make this happen. That's all I'm saying. We can make this happen.
Yo, I'll stream it.
But anyway, anyone else have anything they want to say about Terry Bogard?
Not really. I mean, I'll be getting him tomorrow and checking him out because the more that I see y'all play and the more that I see y'all play and y'all want me to get better, it makes me want to actually take time to dive into this game and actually put a good 5 to 10 hours per week into the game to get better. And I'm liking the DLC characters that they've been dropping. And to see that they're solid DLC characters, even though people may like Joker or Banjo more or this person, it's really, really cool. And I'm ready to check them out tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of varied play styles in the DLC, which I really like.
Definitely.
So how's this music that they added with them? Because I haven't heard it yet.
The music is good.
Incredible. I've listened to the music. It's all incredible.
The music is real good. Yeah. Whoa. Jordan dropout. Jordan.
Oh man.
Listen, you got one of the best remixes on YouTube right now. I love it. I support it. But Jordan, no. No, Jordan. No. It ain't happening like that. It is not happening like that. Static Shock for DLC. That'll be dope. I think I'll go ahead and get the Fighter Pass at some point. It's worth it. It is very well worth getting the Fighter's Pass. Batman for DLC. Goku for Smash. There, I
Oh my
said
god.
it. Yes. You know what? No, Vegeta for Smash. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go on to the next topic, final topic of the night, actually, and a phase. Sorry, battling a cold, trying not to cough on stream, but a phase clan member banned from Fortnite for using an aimbot. So for those of you who are familiar with shooting games, you could basically have an aimbot where you can get your shots off for free. And the thing about it is, the best thing I could say about having an aimbot is, if you have it, you can get your kills in, but you risk being banned. And that's what happened to this guy. He's a pro at the game. And even though he's a pro, he's now banned from ever playing the game ever again. And this caused a few controversies and everything. What's that? Sorry about that.
Subtle.
My bad. I had to mute the mic because I didn't want to call for on stream for you guys. But
Good catch.
Yeah, thank you. So you guys in the Chillcast heard me, but they didn't. But
oh, good. I thought I was being sarcastic.
No. They didn't hear anything. I muted my end.
No, good.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel bad for the boy, because
The clown.
the thing about it is, the thing I don't like about this is, I'm gonna read his statement. His statement bothered me a little bit. Hold up, VC in the chat. Yo, what's going on, VC? He said Phoenix right for Smash. What exactly did a person do for a lifetime ban? What he did for a lifetime ban was use an aimbot. And Fortnite is very serious about having any types of cheating or cheating of any type in their game. And they made it clear that if you cheat in this game, that constitutes a ban. So it's in the user agreement already. It's not like he did it and he just got banned left field. He willingly agreed to the terms of, if you cheat, you'll get banned. And I'm gonna read his statement, which is why it bothers me.
I want to hear this thing.
Hold up, sorry about that. I went to a website, they started playing that video. Let me read his actual statement. The boy, his last name is Jarvis Katari. I believe if I'm mispronouncing his name, I apologize. But his actual statement was, I was completely oblivious to what could happen to me, what the consequences were. Obviously, this was a huge mistake and is completely wrong on my end. And genuinely, I don't even know what I was thinking. Cheating in anything is just terrible. You should never do it. It's not acceptable. It's zero tolerance. It's just such a dumb thing to do. I should have paid more attention to the community rules and the terms of service of Fortnite. I just want to urge you guys to review all those terms of service and stuff so that nothing like this could ever happen to you, because actually and it's a line there. And I'm going to say this, it's like, everyone knows ignorance of the law does not mean dismissal from the penalties of the law. And if you know for yourself that this is the law, even though you don't know it's the law or not, you got to be held accountable. I 100% agree for that. And it's like, he needs to understand that. And not only he, but anybody. I see Ninja was actually defending and said he shouldn't have a lifetime ban. And I'm like, Ninja, for you, of someone of your influence, it's almost like you're saying he should get some type of special treatment, or he should get like a slap on the wrist because he didn't know. And I'm not for that. I don't care who Ninja is. Ninja is a clown for that. So that's a very clownish statement to make, where you want to give somebody permission to break the rules because they're a pro at the game. And I'm like, it shouldn't change.
Yeah, but if you're a pro at a game, I don't care what shooting game it is. I'd rather you be legit getting your kills instead of using an aimbot. Whether it's Fortnite, Call of Duty, it be Apex Legends, whatever game it is. That kid, he can say the statement he said, but he knew what he was doing when he did this.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna use kind of like a it's a pretty big like exaggeration, but it's the same as using like it's going to sound weird. It's the same as using steroids like in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's performance
I was going to say
enhancing.
the same thing.
You're making
like
if you're
LeBron
using LeBron James doesn't use steroids.
Well, I'm saying it's like LeBron James being like, "This is
Bog.
how you use steroids," like on a webcast or something. I don't know. It's just
If it's in an arena where you're competing with others in an attempt to win money or win recognition or anything like that, and you're gaining a competitive edge, there should be zero tolerance because you're cheating other people out of something that they've genuinely worked for, even if it's just a video game.
Not only that, it's like people need to understand, and I get it. Dorkman is saying it's life; it shouldn't be just a lifetime ban. I'm gonna get into what Ninja said in a second, but I also want to point out that the fact that when you use aimbots and cheating like that, I want to say there's an other side of that people don't want to address. When you don't address that and make that a zero tolerance, it could easily make your game fail. Because when you have a game that's filled of cheaters, people who want to genuinely learn the game don't even pick it up and play it. And they don't pick up and play it, you're losing revenue as a company because of that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at the macro level, I agree. Like, if they don't do something to make sure that they protect like the sanctity of the game, to make sure it's a level playing field for anybody who wants to play there. Because I mean, you've seen online communities for certain games tank because they're just rife with like hackers or people who just ruin the experience online, right? Mm-hmm. But specific to like this kid who says he didn't know what the consequence was. I feel like that's a really weird statement to make because I mean, it's common sense. Like, you don't cheat. Like, I don't care what the stakes were. I don't care the arena in which you were participating. You saying, "Oh, I didn't know I was going to get in that much trouble for it." Essentially, what that's communicating to me is that you didn't care enough to investigate what the consequences were because you were going to make that same decision anyway.
Anyway, exactly.
And in that regard, like, if you literally don't have the common sense to realize, "Oh, I'm playing at a level that is not common," and I mean, you can even just infer that there are going to be greater consequences for doing something like that. But that's just basic, morality, ethicality, or just common human courtesy, right? Don't cheat. It's not a nice thing to do. I'm going to rein it in a little bit. I just, and this thing, I could even get behind, like, if he had said he didn't realize something he was doing was against the rules. That I kind of, people always say, like, "Oh, ignorance of the law is no excuse," but I think that's a little short-sighted in a lot of ways. One, because there's a lot of laws out there, and two, every single one of us has clicked through an end-user licensing agreement without reading it and understanding the consequences of what's going to happen there. So, but this is not something where I could get behind that, though. Like, if you're using an aimbot, that's not standard for participating at a professional level, so...
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Chip said he's 16, right? I'll say this. He's a 16-year-old kid who made a dumb mistake, right? Now, I would say, he's 17? Okay. Here's the thing. It's just a video game at the end of the day. But I want to get into what Ninja said because it's what Ninja said that kind of bothered me the most. Not really what he said. Is what Ninja said, because he's literally trying to like, "Yo, don't make my same mistake." Ninja went in and said there's a difference between a content creator who has millions of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of followers, who gets banned literally what makes him money, and some kid who is a piece of crap, who has absolutely zero following, has zero money that comes from gaming and hacks. Ninja
that was
said.
A statement?
That's
Did he actually say that?
That's his actual statement. That's Ninja's actual statement. I'm not done. It gets worse. It gets way worse. He said, "You banned that kid. Nothing happens to him. Nothing happens. Oh no, he can't cheat anymore. You banned Jarvis. It's different. The stakes are different. It should be handled a little bit differently. Just look at the situation. It needs to be handled different because it's different. A content creator cheating whose entire life is about the game he's playing, and some random who has no YouTube channel, no Twitter, he doesn't even care. He just cheats. He hacks to hack. You can ban one and ruin his life. You can ban the other. He makes another account and keeps cheating. It's different. It has to be handled differently." I'm not gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna go ahead and keep reading because it gets even worse. You guys can read his full response on GameSpot.
I'll look that up later.
But
go ahead.
That's got the goofiest statement I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is this kid is getting paid thousands of dollars, competing for thousands of dollars to play a game, and you think that it's okay for him to cheat at said game because it's his livelihood.
That's a problem that I want to address. It's like I can see Ninja's. Here's Ninja's logic that I can see his logic is just very flawed. His logic is you ban this kid, he actually has stuff to lose. You hold up. Sorry about that. You ban Ninja, he has a lot to lose. You ban a kid who's doing this professionally, he has a lot to lose. You ban a random cheater, he just makes a new account. It's nothing to him. Right? So the problem with that, I see what Ninja said, it should be handled a little bit differently. Should there be a lifetime ban? That I disagree with. I feel like there should be like a three strike rule. Like there should be some type of rules or some type of strike rules. Like and the first strike you get 6 months. You get a 6 month ban. Yeah. Second strike you get a year. You get a year ban. Third strike is banned indefinitely. So it's like the bans in themselves, like the strikes themselves are they're not even slaps on the wrist. So if you do that as a content creator, you miss 6 months of your own money because of that. But permanently, that's cutting off your business entirely. So I can see where Ninja's coming from. The way he conveyed his point was terrible because you're making this about just following and not exactly finances, when anyone in business, following and finances they don't always link together. How large your following is doesn't mean that you're making big bucks. Like all of us are YouTube content creators, we see that. You can see people who have like 200 loyal followers and they're doing way well off than somebody who has 20,000 followers on YouTube. And they have 200 dedicated followers. So it's like 200 dedicated consumers to their product. So I could get where Ninja's coming from in that sense. It was just conveyed terribly. Terribly conveyed.
I mean, but that's the thing for me. It's, a content creator. So him being banned from playing Fortnite, yes, it's going to put a momentary effect on his money, but it's not going to affect his money overall because he has a following. He can do other things. He can pick up another
That's the
shooter and hop right back into it and start grinding to be able to compete on that level. But
exactly.
That's like saying that someone who has 1 million subscribers, let's just throw Donkey out there because I've been watching a bunch of his videos recently. Donkey can break embargo because he has a big following, and the rules should be different for him as opposed to if one of us were to get a review code because we're smaller. It just doesn't make any sense. The rules are the rules.
100%.
Cheating is cheating. It's like you can't cheat in any other career aspect of your life without facing some type of penalty.
Exactly. And I guess that's my problem with it, because it's like I know how many games that I quit playing because I felt like you got someone cheating and the developers, they're not doing nothing about the cheaters. So I was like, why waste my time playing this game? Why invest my hours playing this game if somebody is not going to invest their time and just cheat their way to the top? That's a waste of money.
But that's the main reason I don't play Splatoon 2 anymore. I was really big into Splatoon online league, but the cheating is so rampant in that game, I just had to put it down.
100%.
That's the other thing, though, is I'll say two things. One, in defense of, I guess, smaller creators encountering problems versus larger ones. Like to your point, Tether, I see what you're saying. If you have millions of followers and something bad happens to you, it's not necessarily as big of an impact as somebody, or I guess if something happens to you, you can sort of pivot and do something else, right? If you get a ban in Fortnite, you still got such a massive following on social media. You can be like, well, I'm going to Unreal, and probably, or I'm going to go to Call of Duty or whatever, and a bunch of people will follow you, right? But I will say that for the smaller creator, they have something. They also have an advantage, I would say, and that is that because they don't have that massive following, they're not as trapped by the expectation of a large audience. So if they take a hit to their income, it's not going to be the proportionally massive hit. Like, if somebody gets banned from a game that's making them like X million dollars a year, and they get banned, they're losing millions. If to Ninja's point, if Joe Schmo, who's got like 100 Twitter followers and that's it, decides to get banned from a game, he might miss out on $30 in ad revenue or something. It's not a one-to-one comparison. So I see that point, but what was I going to say? I think the really sad thing here is I think you're always going to have this disparate sort of punitive action taken between people, and really what it comes down to is money. There's a reason that if Lindsay Lohan gets arrested for drunk driving, she's not going to go to prison. She's too bankable. Well, maybe she's not a good example in the modern age, but like. People like it though, like an actor, they're so bankable that if they get put in prison, that means some movie studio's missing out on millions of dollars in potential revenue. That's just not going to happen, right?
Exactly. Not
like it would for mere mortals. There's a reason that people who don't make giant companies like a ton of money aren't held to the same accountability standards as the people that would break the rules they're playing at this dude's level, for example. So if we're going to talk about like the difference between punishments, I mean that. To me, it seems like that's usually what it comes down to. You think Fortnite, if Ninja been caught cheating, they would have banned him for life? No, that's never going to happen.
They wouldn't, and that's the other side of it. This whole situation is sticky on both ends because, just as Josh said, it's like because Ninja is like the top person for Fortnite. It's like no, we can't get rid of him. We need him. He made our game hot.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that Ninja talks about, if I lose this, you know what? If you're a true content creator, like us being content creators here, we've always got to sit there and work with an algorithm, change how we do things, try to do this. So, like, say he got Ninja or be somebody banned.
You know what?
Think about this. He didn't make himself off that game. He made himself off Halo. So you can sit there and say, okay, I got this big following. I got banned from this game because I did something stupid. You can sit there and you've got a content creation mind. You can find something else that gets you that following back to people that you missed. Now, for this kid, I feel like he shouldn't have been at a lifetime ban. I feel like he should have maybe have got. I'm gonna let you get your thing in. Like, I feel like he should have maybe just got like, hey, you can't play anymore with the pros. You can't come to get the money out of this game and all that. You can just play it in your couch time. But if you do it again, we will ban you from the game.
Can I say something? I think the big problem that people are having is the word life.
Yeah,
like when you say the word life, what do you think? You picture?
I think of the movie of Eddie Murphy. Yeah, there you go.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Bay's Boom Boom Room. Okay, that's not what this situation is.
Ice a pappy.
The word life might as well be replaced with 5 years because that's the life of Fortnite. That's being optimistic. You think Fortnite's going to be around in 7-8 years? Do you think anyone's going to care? Unlikely.
It's like the games that stand the test of time. You know what games that actually stand the test of time? And I'm not trying to. I'm not actually. Geoff is funny. Here's the thing that I want to say about the games that stand the test of time. Games like Fortnite. Free-to-play games like Fortnite don't stand the test of time. The free-to-play games that stand the test of time actually are games that actually have memberships. Like, having the option of doing microtransactions is a very poor model because after a while, if there's nothing that expands the game beyond the main game, it's not going to last long. Like, that's why I'm looking at like games with memberships like World of Warcraft. Like, those games thrive. Or games like, I'll even use RuneScape. RuneScape is a better example because that game is free, but you can get a membership and you're expanded to a whole new world. So it's like, with Fortnite, I feel as though Fortnite themselves, kind of going back to what Josh's point, they need the money. And when they look at this kid, that he's a small fry. Oh, he's just some pro and everything. You know what? Let's ban him. We caught him, banned him, over and done with. And they had in their things, it's banned for life. You can't go against that. So it's what it is.
I'm gonna say I think you're wrong on this one. At least about the longevity of Fortnite.
Please give an example, Josh. We'd all love to hear about a long-running
Team Fortress 2.
Counter-Strike?
to play
Counter-Strike.
My first shooter I've ever played in my life.
Wait. Okay. Hold on. Let me. Okay. You're gonna pick the unicorn. You're gonna pick literally you're gonna pick the game that picked up what GoldenEye left off.
I'm just saying, like there's still Counter-Strike tournaments almost 20 years later. You think Fortnite's gonna fade out in 10 years? You're out of your mind.
You are literally using. You are using the game that picked up where GoldenEye left off. So from GoldenEye, we got what? Quake 3, around Unreal Tournament, Quake 3, Counter-Strike came out around that period. The Half-Life 2 period. Which you're telling me from that point, because Counter-Strike, you know what Counter-Strike is like? Which is why I don't like that example.
What's that?
It's like using Counter-Strike is like using Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter 2, like Turbo Street Fighter.
Well, okay, so this begs the question, like Street Fighter is a mechanically sound game, right? I mean, there's a reason it's been around for, 30 years? 30 plus? We had the anniversary last year?
But I'm saying like the original, like that game itself, like there are people who stay on that game by itself and continuously play that game. Why? Because of the meta of that game is what they're used to. You have a hardcore niche fan base for that game. That's the same for Counter-Strike.
You don't think we have that in Fortnite?
Yeah.
Fortnite's not like a great game. It's just
I feel like that's the thing. I feel Fortnite is more of a ongoing thing for a younger audience, whereas that's an ongoing thing that could fade out if the younger audience change their interests. That's why. But if you want to go deeper into real economical terms, the demographic for Counter-Strike was more of a mature market who are more so stuck in their ways when they like something.
Hey, I don't care if it's mature, right? Fun is fun. People of all ages love Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think Fortnite has a very solid competitive, regardless of how you feel.
Oh no, I was trying to be objective, but we'll see where it goes from here. Like then it's like I think it's like the hot thing now. I'm not denying it's the hot thing right now. I mean, come on. Like you had like 40,000 people watch the end on one stream,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm not at all knocking its credibility as of now. I'm just looking like 10 years down the line. Are we really gonna be talking about Fortnite?
Yep.
10 years down the line, we'll be talking about Counter-Strike. 10 years down the line, we'll be talking about Street Fighter.
I don't say there won't be new stuff that becomes like the hot thing at the moment, but I don't think Fortnite's fading out. World of Warcraft is 15 years old now?
Yeah, about that.
Minecraft is coming up on a decade. Well, it'll be a decade after next year. And people are still
I remember a lot of people saying that about Minecraft.
Yeah. Like, I just think we're looking at...
Listen. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words.
I'm just saying I disagree in that I personally think it has longevity is all I'm saying.
I like that. I'll go with that. But
we might both be right. You might be right that it's not going to have like superstar longevity forever, and I might be right that it's at least going to stay relevant for a while within like at least like the pro gaming scene.
You know what? We'll see about that, because a game that's actually giving its run for its money in terms of pro gaming and pro actual battle royales is actually Apex Legends. Apex Legends is actually giving it is a run for its money. Like I was actually quite pleased when I was on Mixer. There was more people streaming and watching Apex Legends over Fortnite. It was actually a very large number of difference. So Apex is starting to take its spotlight, which is why, and this is just Apex just came out. It's like a fairly recent game. That's why I feel as though Fortnite it could lose its title real fast, and that's why they had to do probably Chapter 2. That's why Chapter 2 includes includes like a regular deathmatch mode now, because they saw like the battle royale thing is something they can't do effectively because everyone's doing that.
Right? Are there a lot of Fortnite fans in this chat right now? I'm curious.
That'd be interesting if it is.
I personally don't like Fortnite. It's not I respect Fortnite. Like, I see that it brought something new to the table with the build mechanics and everything, and I think, it's very cool what it does. I just don't like building when I play shooting games. So for me, it's not very.
That's where I'm at with that.
I respect it though.
So weird, Josh, that you wouldn't
I
like
just
to
can't
become a
build the
carpenter while
towers.
trying to shoot people.
Yo, listen. You're not supposed to build and shoot at the same time. Okay?
Yeah,
Can we agree on
best-
that? You're not supposed to build. No.
The best
No,
do. They put you.
no,
they
no,
put
no,
you. They build
no,
a nice little
no,
cabin for you.
no,
and then
Jacob,
they
no,
dig a
Jacob,
grave.
no, Jacob, no. Okay, no. No.
The King of the North spoken.
I don't.
King of the North.
King of the
Anyway, we're not.
The King of
I
the
would
North.
say. I'll say this though. Outside of everything, going back to this kid, I know we derailed. We're just having fun with you guys right now. I feel like this kid, they're probably gonna revoke the 1 year. I mean the lifetime ban and make it into a 1 year ban. That's what I
You
probably
think it was
see.
a scare tactic? You think it was a
I believe-
bluff?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what these companies will do. It's like, yo, you need to learn your lesson. Now that it's got media attention, guess what? More clicks on Fortnite, more eyes to see it, more eyes to go play it. Free promotion.
Yeah.
He should just switch to Apex. Get on with his life.
He won't be mad. But yeah, so that is everything I have to say about games this week. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to add? Do you guys in the chat have anything you guys want to ask us? We're chilling.
Yeah, dude. 1 week to
no
1 week to Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon as VC.
1 week.
As VC is in the chat and has to listen to us.
Yeah.
1 week.
Out of Dormick said, "What makes Mia too sexy for Smash? Put clothes on her." It's more so features and everything. Smash has been a game where they try to stay as true to the original characters as they can. So that's more than likely why we don't see it. Go ahead, you guys want to have anything you want to add to that?
I was gonna say,
About
but
my?
Yeah.
Bayonetta is in this game. Does Sakurai not know that he put Bayonetta in the game?
Yeah, he did.
She's doing the splits.
Let's keep it PG. Let's keep it G rated, guys. We're still live.
They couldn't put more clothes. Boycott Smash for censorship. So I understand completely why Sakurai didn't put.
Yeah. VC said any new game pickups this week. VC, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what new pickups I got this week. It's a digital pickup, but it's a pickup nonetheless. Because I'm doing this to VC because VC is someone who definitely does not like a certain game. So VC,
You got a digital?
What doesn't VC like?
Oh, you got
wait.
no. Pokemon. Nope.
He doesn't like Mario Maker 2?
He bought Pokemon. he
What?
downloaded it. Pre-installed, boys.
What is
Crazy.
that?
There you go. There you
You got
go.
it. He got Shield. Well, now we all know.
I might
He
get
said
Pokemon.
you could have at least picked Sword. Listen, I looked at the Pokemon in Sword. I looked at the ones in Shield. The ones in Shield are the ones I want. And he said you could at least pick Sword. You see, right there, Tether, exposed. He had a preference. Exposed. 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 Exposed.
I just can't wait till launch week when so much fun and all the Pokemon haters are like angry that they can't after a year of just talking so much trash they just can't join in on the.
Oh man, I can't wait. I'm gonna be super. I'm gonna
It's
ignite.
like Death Stranding.
It's like that's gonna be my Death Stranding. I'm gonna.
It's like Death Stranding. BG just picked up the game box or never play it any circumstance. Like,
Now
come on, guys. You know you wanna play it.
Pokemon's not a game I'm gonna stay home from work to play, but I'll definitely stream at midnight.
Yeah, Pokemon's one of the games that really made me pick up a Switch. As y'all know, I haven't played it since the original Blue and Red. And this game, I been keeping my way from a lot of the spoilers because I want to go into this game kind of blind and be able to get in that world and just put my headphones on, sit there on launch night, and just dive into that world and fall back in love with Pokemon, because I know it's a great series. I know there's a lot of people that like it, there's people that don't like it, but I'm ready to just soak it in, soak in different Pokemon, the world, the new region that they're showing, get the Galar region, and just have fun, and then get in the chats like this, man, after we play it for a couple of days and just be able to say, hey, what Pokemon did you catch? This, that, and other thing.
Aron.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm going to. If you guys have no more questions, we can just start closing on out and just chill. But I know VC loves Mario Maker too. Do you guys have any other questions? If you don't, then we're gonna go ahead Who's on?
Who's streaming right now?
Yeah, let me go see who's
Are
streaming.
the Looters still streaming? Because they were doing Death Stranding earlier.
Let me go
They
see.
may still be on.
I see Game Looters and I see OJ streaming too.
I see a couple.
Let me
The
see.
DGen
Got a lot of
stream.
people on my thing streaming.
The DGen stream is sick.
Oh my god, they're so sick, man. He's getting so much viewership. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Let's see.
That's
Boy,
crazy.
game will
Viewership
review.
went up.
Alright, so you know what?
Fallen Order Pokemon.
So you know what we so you can create your own character in Death Stranding? Oh no.
You can change their sunglasses.
Okay.
That
No.
is the thing.
I was watching the streamers. It looked like a girl character from what he was using. So it looked like you see the character from it looked like a girl character. That's all. But yo, guys, quick thing for actual content creators. The front page of YouTube has definitely changed up a little bit, and for the better. They actually made it fewer videos that you see in your recommended. So because it's fewer videos, it's a bigger space for your it's bigger thumbnails. So make sure you are crafting some great thumbnails.
I see a couple
Oh
questions.
yeah, I'm
been
looking at
asked.
it now.
Yeah, yeah. What are some of it? VC did have a great question, actually. I'm gonna answer VC's question. VC's question will be the last question well, no, VC and Peter's OP. VC asks, what is the most recent issue that you had in a video game? I want to say, what up, John, with the $2 super chat said, let's all chip in and buy Pokemon for V-Sips. Yo. The V-Sips may not even get it, still may not play. He said he's still not doing it.
I don't even want him to have it, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm buying both versions. Yeah, VC can't play it.
He's not allowed to.
What is the most recent issue? I don't know. I guess the best way. I think the best issue that I would say I would have with a video game is perfect camera controls and stuff, like really good camera controls. It wasn't a big issue, but I had that issue a little bit at Astral Chain, where you could have like good camera and good camera control. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Mine is I've had to do like, I don't know if I played the original Link's Awakening, so I have to like, the game does not hold your hand really at all.
No, it doesn't.
And I get like annoyed, so I have to YouTube stuff, and like that's inconvenient. Like so I've only put like between 5 and 10 hours in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's annoying having to like watch tutorials while I'm playing, and I know it's like, oh, I should just know what to do, but I don't. So there's that.
All right.
Dragon Quest, you can just kind of figure it out. Dragon Quest is a gem. Buy it, Avidan. It's slowly becoming my game of the year. Slowly.
I will. I promise I will. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Peter's OP said, what game will be reviewed better than Jedi Fallen Order or Pokemon?
Pokemon's usually high 80s.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Jedi might go higher than that because Pokemon's usually like high to mid 80.
I feel like Jedi's gonna get an 80 flat or 82 tops.
Ooh.
And I think Pokemon's gonna be an 88 to a 91.
I think Pokemon's gonna be like probably 88 or 89. And I think Star Wars is probably gonna be like a 85 or 86.
Yeah, that's likely. Deadlock7 said, like I said earlier, Death Stranding could end up with some interesting mods on PC. Definitely gonna get it. Sword and Shield is better than Ultra Sun and Moon. Yep, I agree. Wi-Fi, Avidan, did you get Luigi's Mansion 3? I did not. There's so many games for me to get. So, yeah, we're going to close out. What a perfect sort of close out. We're closing out on the Chillcast theme. So, we're going to close out with this, starting off with Josh. Josh, where can they find you, man?
Yes, you can find me at YourPlayer2 here on YouTube, and actually a quicker way to get there. If you are into Death Stranding, I did make So I did a live stream experiment for about 3 months on the channel. Essentially what I did was Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, I was doing basically YouTube tips and kind of productivity type live streams. Those streams are going to be returning starting Monday at 8 a.m., although I'm going to ping pong back and forth between like fun stuff and productive stuff. But during that 90 days, I did no pre-produced video content at all on my channel. So I got to shoot and edit some stuff last night, and that stuff resulted in this video that I'm linking in chat shamelessly. This is my unboxing video, which was a whole lot of fun to film for Death Stranding. First pre-produced video I've made in about 3 months, so if you want to get an idea of kind of the fun stuff I do, that's a great example. And if you like that content, please consider subscribing. If you're like, this dude's a joker, just leave a bunch of dislikes. That way I'll get the message more clearly.
Nice. Hey, what you about? Chris, where can they find you, dude?
You all can find me on YouTube at ChrisLevi13, but also on Mixer.com/free. I've been having a few issues with streaming on Mixer. I don't know if it's my computer or something like that, but I'm gonna get fixed because I am monetized over there and I want to stream a lot because Rob and a lot of the creators over there really support me streaming on that platform. But yeah, as far as the content I create, it's obviously mostly gaming live streams, but every occasionally I'll do videos where I give like my impressions because I don't really do a review because I play games so slow sometimes because I like to enjoy the world and take a lot of the stuff in. But I will do my impressions every like 2 to 3 weeks after I play new games. Like Pokemon is going to be, or Outer Worlds might be my next one. And I'm just having really fun going through the Outer Worlds, Borderlands, and can't wait for Pokemon. So if you would like hearing what I said there, you can check me out on YouTube or Mixer, both at ChrisLevi13, and catch me live streaming, whether it be my new podcast that I started to just kind of get my thoughts out there, or it being one of my live streams where I do Xbox, Switch, or my PS2. So yeah, that's me.
All right, cool. Jacob, where can they find you?
Sir. You can find me right here on YouTube. I'm gonna be streaming Smash Brothers maybe tonight or tomorrow night. I do live streams. I'm gonna probably be doing a lot more Smash Brothers. Just because I've been playing it so much, might as well make content. And I'm on the Lootcast every Thursday. If you haven't checked them out, check out the Game Looters. Awesome people, awesome podcast. We talk about like kind of more obscure news sometimes. It's fun, it's interesting, and yeah, and it's always fun. Thanks for having me on, Avidan.
Anytime, man. Thanks for coming by. Hey,
Sure.
Tether.
All right. Sorry, guys. My camera's a little slow. I don't know. But you can find me anywhere online. Just search Tether Gaming. If YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I have a video unboxing this pretty little Switch Lite. I believe it's going to go up Monday. Build up some hype rolling into the Pokemon release because we're going to be streaming that on Twitch Thursday night, 6 p.m. I'm getting the game early through the Australian eShop, so definitely come and check us out if you want to see Pokemon before you buy it, or if you just want to hang out, check out some of the creatures, and gush over how cute they all are with me. Thanks for having me on, Avidan. It's always great. Always a fun.
Thanks for coming on, dude. So, as you guys know, this is the Chillcast that you guys are coming out. The Metacritic video, I'm going to re-record it. After today, seeing some stuff, I'm really going to re-record, especially with review bombing. I got to re-record the video. And we got some stuff coming with the second channel, too. So make sure you're subscribed to both. Thank you guys for watching. And you know what? We're going to close out really on this note. I'm going to start this off from the beginning. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this, wait, hold up. No. We're actually going to get up, We're gonna rate the PE podcast, guys, because I know some of you guys Friday night you guys will go over to the DGen stream, Business Party, man. I just see just became a member over there. So for those of you, make sure you guys go over, raid the PE, raid OJ Live, actually raid OJ Live / Chillcast raid, and we're gonna close out as we always do. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most of all, you make sure you share this with a friend. This is Avidan, your player 2, Chris Levi, Jacob, Tether, and we are out.